Hello, welcome back. So I decided I wanted to review my BOXYCHARM that I get. This was the first time I ever ordered one, so I thought I would go through the products and show you how I would use them and tell you if I like them or not, and show you the original retail prices of these products to tell you if I feel like you should go buy your own. So basically what BOXYCHARM is like a monthly subscription box that costs $25 to get, like, I don't know, it's like something over 120 or something dollars worth of products. So it's pretty worth it. This is my March box. I know I'm like really late to it. I'm about to receive my April box, but I've been putting this off. But this month I got my BOXYLUX box. I paid like $25 extra, so basically $50 to get extra products. So basically my box this month is going to be worth like around $200 or something. That's what they say. Yeah, I'm just going to go through and try out all the products and let you know what I think. So this is my box right here. It has like all that in it. This is all the products that I received this month. And this box, this whole thing, all these products, costed me $50. So if you know anything about makeup or hair or skincare, you know that that's an amazing deal for this amount of stuff, because if you went to Sephora and bought this kind of stuff, you'd probably be spending hundreds of dollars. So I would say right off the bat, it's already a really good deal. So I'm not gonna lie, I already have used all these products. I tried to film this yesterday, but I looked over the footage and I didn't like it, so I decided to refilm it. So I already have my opinion on all this stuff, but I'm just going to be reusing it and retrying the stuff that I didn't like and telling you about everything as if I've never used it before. So the first product that I'm going to show you guys is this curling iron. It's like a really tiny miniature curling iron. Literally, it's tiny. I kind of don't really know how or where I'm gonna use this, because like my hair is so long and the barrel is so thin that I don't know if I'm gonna get much use out of this. So I plugged it in and I'm turning it on. So I'm just gonna test it out on the front here just to see how it curls. I mean, the barrel is so tiny, I wouldn't... yeah, I mean, it curls, like it does what I expect it to. Again, the barrel is so tiny, like I prefer it. I prefer like a larger barrel for larger curls. So like I feel like the small curls kind of look awkward on me. I'm gonna try just curling one of my longer strands of hair to see how it goes. Oh my god. Yeah, I mean, it curls like well. I mean, it did its job, but I don't think I would ever wear a curl this tight. But to be honest, I think the purpose of this is just for like on the go travel, maybe like to keep it in your purse if you go out, and maybe if you find an outlet in the bathroom to touch up your hair. But for like an everyday use, I don't think I would ever use this. But I mean, it's cute and it works. So continuing the theme of hair, the next product I got from my box is this hair mask by Project Beauty. It's like a yogurt hair mask. So it's supposed to be almond honey scented. And it is. It smells really good. I've tried this like about a week ago, and I mean, it worked. It did what a hair mask is supposed to do. I'm sure I'll have to use it over and over again to really notice a difference. But right off the bat I did. Like, my hair felt nice and moisturized when I took it off. But yeah, I really like this. I like the smell, and I'm glad I got it in the box. I mean, I only have one hair mask before this, so now I have two. which is cool. So yeah. So the next thing I got were these 2 sample size Sol de Janeiro like lotions, body lotions. This is like the smallest size that they carry from what I could find online. I mean, they're really cute. I like the colors. They're very aesthetically pleasing. Yeah, they smell really good too. I've been using these the past couple weeks now. This one is called the Brazilian Bum Bum Cream. It's like the little yellow one. And this one smells really, really good. It has this really good, fresh, clean smell that I like. I can't even really place it. It just smells good. This one I can place, and it's very coconut, like really potent coconut, which makes sense because it's called the Coco Cabana Cream. It smells really strong. It still smells good. Like if you enjoy the smell of coconuts, you'll probably like this. So yeah, I'm happy with these 2 little things. So the next thing that I got in my box is this little facial cleansing device. I threw away the box to this, so I'm not sure exactly what they call it, but it says PMD. I'm guessing that's the brand name. But basically what it does is just you turn it on and it vibrates, and it has these little bristles at the end here for you to scrub your face with it. And I like it. It's just like a really simple little design. There's just a button and a battery compartment, and that's it. So yeah, I think I'm gonna be getting a lot of use out of this one. So moving on to my first makeup related item that I got. I've already used this, so it's dirty. This is just a blending sponge. It feels really nice. I mean, it's not too stiff and it's not too soft. Like, it's kind of a good in-between place. It's a lot stiffer than the original Beauty Blender, which I like because I'm not really a fan of how soft the Beauty Blender is. I still prefer the Morphe sponge over this one, but I'm just gonna show you exactly how it blends. I mean, it does its job, like it's a sponge. So I'm gonna go wet this and I will be right back to show you how I use it. So I'm back with my now wet beauty sponge, and I'm just gonna go in and use my normal foundation how I normally would, and we will see how this applies. I know my foundation does not match my undertone whatsoever, but I'm just trying to use all of it so I can not waste the product and I can go and buy a new one. But for now, this is just gonna have to do. So it's so far so good. It does remind me a lot of the Morphe blending sponge, like not even just because it's the same color, but just the texture and the feel of it and the way that it applies. So now that I blended out my foundation, I'm just gonna go in with my concealer like how I normally would, and we will see how she blends. So this might actually be a little stiffer than the Morphe sponge. I've noticed that when I push too hard, it kind of just makes an imprint in the foundation sometimes and doesn't necessarily blend it in. But it's not bad. I mean, it's not too bothersome. It does the job, and I think it does it pretty well. I definitely prefer it over the original Beauty Blender. I think it also actually doesn't soak up the product as much as other Beauty Blenders, because I used like the same amount of concealer that I always use, but I noticed that it looks like I'm wearing more, which is a good thing if you don't want to waste your product. Could be a bad thing if you like when your Beauty Blender tones down your makeup a little bit. But yeah, it did apply that really beautifully. I'm actually really impressed. Like you can tell, it just went on really flawlessly. So now I'm going to be moving on to the next product that I got, which is this cream contour palette by Zoeva. It has these 6 shades, which look like they would be too dark for me, but the product is actually so like sheer and natural looking when you put it on that it's the perfect shade for me. These 2 are just meant for like brightening the under eyes, which I don't need so much. I don't have a ton of blue showing through right now, so I probably will just skip these. And then this is like a cream highlighter, which is actually really pretty on, so I will show you how I use it. So I'm just going to take my beauty blender and I'm going to go into probably this one, the more neutral one, and I'm just going to dunk it straight in there and just start applying it to the hollows of my cheeks. And you can already tell how sheer this is. Like, you can barely see. You have to apply a ton of it, but I kind of like that. I don't like going overboard on my contour, and it's really easy to when you're using a cream. But like, it looks so natural. Like, this stuff really blends into your skin. I'm kind of obsessed with it. I'm really excited that this came in my box because I really love it. I used it yesterday and I just like love the finish of it. It's so glowy and perfect, and it just comes off so much better than a powder, because the powder just adds like an extra layer of dryness, which I really don't need on my face because it kind of makes me look like a lizard. So what I like to do with this palette is just go in with the neutral shade, and if there's anywhere that I need to warm up, I'm going to go in with the warm shade, and if there's anywhere I need to cool down, I'm going to go with the cool shade. But this is basically just going to give me a little base for my contour. Like, it's so glowy and pretty. So I'm going to take this dense fluffy brush and I'm going to go in with the cooler tone here, and I'm just going to put that in the hollows of my cheeks right here. And I'm just kind of placing it, and then I'm going to go in with the beauty blender and blend it out. And you can tell this is so much cooler. Like, it kind of looks like dirt right now, but once I blend it out, it's gonna look better, trust me. So now I'm gonna go in with the warm tone bronzer and kind of go over my forehead and a little bit of my cheeks to warm them up a little bit. Like the top sides of my cheek, not down here. This is where my contour goes. This is where more of the bronzer goes. I'm also going to apply a little bit to my neck just because my foundation doesn't match at all. You can tell my neck is a lot cooler than my foundation, so I'm just gonna take the warm tone bronzer and I'm just gonna bronze it up a little bit. Much better. So you can tell like what a difference this did. Like, it looks so natural and so glowy and flawless. Like, I'm seriously obsessed with this palette, you guys. Like, I'm really, really excited to use this when we're not quarantined. I'm also just gonna show you how I would use the yellow tone. I mean, I can kind of see a little bit of darkness here. Like, I would just take a little fluffy brush and dip into that just a little bit and go in right where that shadow is and just kind of blend that yellow tone in there. I don't really like the finish of the lighter tone as much as I like the darker one. Like, the formula I notice is a little different. So now I'm gonna show you my favorite thing to do with this palette, which literally is gonna change my life, is the nose contour. Like, the way this stuff blends out makes it look so natural and so beautiful, and the tone is like literally perfect for my skin. So I'm just gonna place it where I want it. And like, I can kind of go heavy-handed on this too, which I like. I don't like the contours that I have to be so careful not to put too much product on, because the nose is like one of those unforgiving places. If you put too much product on, it's like the most noticeable part of your face because it's obviously right dead center. And I'm gonna blend this upwards into my eye sockets, my eyebrow area, to make it look more seamless. And you can already tell before I've even blended it out, like, how perfectly this matches for my skin tone. Like, I haven't even blended it yet and it already looks good. Like, I mean, I couldn't leave it here, but if I did, it wouldn't even look, it doesn't even look that weird. So now I'm just kind of blending with the brush here. So now that it's close to how I want it to look, I'm just going to take the Beauty Blender and just tap over it to make it look even more natural. But that's it. Like, it looks so natural. It's so easy to use. This is definitely, I would say, out of everything, my favorite thing that I got. This palette, I would pick this up if you have my skin tone, and if you're in the market for a contour palette, this is a really, really good one. So that's it for the contour shades. I'm gonna show you really quick how this highlight looks on the skin. So for a cream highlight, I would just go in with my finger. So I'm gonna kind of pat it in. I mean, this is such a, it's a really, like, I can't even stress how natural this highlight is. I would probably only use this highlight if I wasn't wearing any makeup at all, because it's so natural. But when you're not wearing any makeup, it looks really, really pretty. I mean, yeah, you can't even tell that I'm wearing it, but that's kind of what I like about it. Like, it's just very, very natural. And it just adds a little natural glow to your face. Again, I would only use this if I wasn't wearing any makeup, to add like a tiny hint of a highlight where I needed it. But that's it for this palette. Honestly, this is my favorite thing that I got in this box, because it's like exactly what I've been looking for, and it's stunning on the face. It looks so pretty. I can't even believe it. Like, I feel like J-Lo. I look so glowy. So to prepare for the next products, I'm just gonna apply my own blush and my eyebrows and set my face with powder, and I will be right back. Okay, so now we're on to our next product. The next one we're gonna be using out of the box is this Zoeva Opulence blush palette. They call it a blush palette, but I could only see one of these shades potentially working as a blush on like somebody of very dark skin. I don't know, I wouldn't call this a blush palette, but I do like this palette for eyeshadow. This one blends pretty well, and this is a pretty natural highlight, so I will show you how this works. So I'm gonna try to use it as a highlight. It's pretty natural. Like, it's a very light sheen if you are into that kind of thing. I still think I will be using my normal highlight. I probably won't really be reaching for this, but it's pretty. So for my nose highlight, I'm gonna be grabbing the next thing from the box, which is this Hello Charmer BOXYCHARM palette. This is BOXYCHARM's own palette that they created. The color story looks like this. It's pretty unique. I mean, it's got a pop of blue and a pop of green. I've already tried this yesterday. The shimmers are really, really, really nice. I'll show you. These are the two I think I'm going to use for the look today. But I really, really like this one. Like, you can't really tell in the pan, but it's like a really, really pretty like duochrome glitter. For my nose contour, I'm gonna be using this shade called Pop Up, and I'm just gonna go in with the small brush. And you can already tell it's a little more pigmented than the highlight in the other palette that we just tried, but it's not too pigmented to where it looks crazy. So before I move on, I guess I will just swatch the rest of this palette for you guys so you can see exactly how it looks. I'll just swatch like the shimmery shades for you. So I'll just show you. There's the blue. It's a very like, I don't know, it's like a duochrome blue purple color. You can't really see the purple on camera, but there's definitely purple in there. In real life, you can tell. And then this is the green, or it's the turquoise, I would say. That's also really pretty, and it applies really well. It's like very buttery. And then here's the gold. This one is like, you can't even see it. It's like, oh, that's better. Yeah, you can see the colors there. So you can kind of tell the purple on the first one, but this gold is definitely my favorite out of the two golds. This is the bronze gold. That one's definitely better for like a more everyday type of look. I will for sure be reaching for that one. So yeah, I'm also gonna attempt to show you this pink one, but I feel like a swatch isn't gonna do it justice. It looks so pretty on the eyes. We'll see how it looks on my arm. I feel like it's just so glittery, it's gonna be falling all over the place. Yeah, this swatch, it still looks pretty. It looks a little bit chunky on the hand, but when you apply it with a brush, it's like really, really gorgeous. So I'm gonna apply my base, and I'm gonna go in with the Zoeva Opulence palette and grab the middle shade right here with a big fluffy brush, and I'm just gonna start putting that in my crease. So now that we have a nice little transition shade, I'm going to grab the Hello Charmer palette, and I'm gonna go into this Cup of Joe shade right there, and we will see if this works out better than it did yesterday. I'm already not a huge fan of these mattes because I tried to use them yesterday and they weren't blending at all. I'm gonna give it another shot and see how it goes. Hopefully I don't ruin my whole makeup look like I did yesterday. With this one, there's like a ton of fallout in the palette. Every time you hit it, it like, you can't really, I don't know if you can really see it, but there's a lot of fallout in there. So definitely tap off your brush for this one. I don't really mind that much fallout, but I know some people can't handle it. So if that's something that bothers you a lot, I wouldn't go for this. But I'm just gonna put this in the crease in like the outer corners to deepen it just a little bit. I mean, yeah, same thing as yesterday. Like, it's just, I mean, the color is significantly darker than the one I just applied, but like there's barely any difference whatsoever when I apply it. Like, you can barely tell there's anything on my brush. And this color is like, it's pretty dark in the pan. Like, it should be showing up a lot more than that. Like, I know how colors that dark usually show up on my skin. So I'm not even gonna bother with this shade. Yesterday I tried to use it and it made a huge mess. Like, it literally just went everywhere. It was blending so weirdly, like it was just getting it all over my eye. Like, if I even slightly touched an area, it would get the eyeshadow all over. Like, it was just not blending how I wanted it to. So I'm not gonna try that. Instead, I'm gonna go for this purple shade in the Opulence palette. Now, the weird thing about this one when I used it yesterday was, like, you can see there's shimmer in there. Like, you would think this would go on super shimmery, but when you apply it with the brush to the eye, there's not even a trace of shimmer whatsoever, which is really weird, which I like. I don't like having a darker color that has shimmer in it, because I don't like applying shimmer to my crease. So I'm just gonna dip into this and then apply that to my crease. So you can see how well that blended out. Like, it's a really pretty color. But again, like, you definitely can't see any trace of that shimmer in the eyeshadow. So I'm just gonna do the same exact thing to the other side, and I will be right back. Cool, so now I'm gonna go in with that same purple shade from the Opulence palette, and then I'm just gonna go and do my under eyes.
Do you have my mirror? Oh.
Yes.
Are you using it right this second?
No.
Are you doing a video?
Yes.
Oh, wow, look at you go.
Thank you for ruining it.
Oh, come on.
So now I'm gonna go in with the brown shade from the Opulence palette. I'm just gonna blend this out a little bit. Cool, so I'm done with that. I kind of wish either one of the palettes had like a darker matte shade so I could deepen it a little bit, but they don't. So I'm going to move on to the shimmers. For my inner corner, I'm going to use this pop-up shade again, the shimmer, and I'm definitely going to use the Fix Plus because I want it to pop as much as possible, and you will see how much it does pop once I put it in my inner corner. So I'm just going to apply it. See that? Yeah, I'm a huge fan of this color. It's like a champagne. It's not like too light. So I'm going to pop this into my brow bone. Yeah, super, super pretty. I love this color a lot. So now I'm going to be dipping into my favorite color of this palette, which is this one called Swipe Up. This is like a pressed glitter. It's a little putty-like when you dip into it. Okay, watch how this applies. That's so pretty. I'm so obsessed with this, you guys. I'm so sad that I can't go out because of the quarantine. This is so pretty. I want to go out tonight. I love this color. I would literally buy this palette just for this color alone. Like, I love this. Like, this is probably my favorite pressed glitter I've ever used. It looks like my eye is like wet. Literally, like, no fallout whatsoever. I can't stop staring at it. It's so pretty. So we're down to our last couple products here. This next one that I'm going to be using is the Kat Von D Anti-Precision Pencil. It's just an eyeliner pencil, but it's really thick. This one I've used before. I mostly just take this to my waterline because it stays so long. I've never used an eyeliner in my waterline that lasted for more than like 30 minutes before it starts running down, but this one, like, it lasts for hours, and then when I go to take it off, it's almost too hard to get off because it's stuck on there, which is a good thing. I like that. But I'm just going to pop this into my waterline. So yeah, that's gonna be on there all day long. If you're looking for a black eyeliner that stays in your waterline literally all day, like, get this one. The last two products that I'm going to be using from the box are these two lip products. This is a lip liner from Becca. It is the Ultimate Lip Definer in shade Playful. It's a retractable liner. It looks crimson on the outside, but once you actually apply it, at least for me, it looks a lot more cool tone than you would think. And we also have this NARS liquid lip, which is a berry color. The Power Matte Lip Pigment in the shade You're No Good. So I'm gonna go in with this lip liner. Super easy to apply, and I did wear this yesterday for a couple hours, so I know it does last a pretty long time. So I've outlined the lips with this. And yeah, it's really easy to use. There's also a little sharpener in the back of it that you can detach and use. So now I'm gonna go in with the NARS liquid lip, and I'm just gonna fill in the empty space. The formula is like really, really buttery, and it's thin, and it's, I want to say watery, but that makes it sound like a negative thing, but it's so thin that it just feels like velvet on your lips. So that is the lip all applied. I really like the color on myself. I'm not totally used to wearing red lipstick, but this makes me want to start wearing it. I'm a big fan of this formula. I usually don't really use liquid lips. I like lipsticks better just because they're a little more natural looking and a little creamier. But this one is like, it's a lot different. Like it just feels thinner and it feels like I'm not wearing anything on my lips. Like it's very light and very comfortable. So that's the last product of the box. I'm gonna go ahead and put on some mascara and then we will go over the prices of everything. So for the first thing, the mini curling iron, this retails for $50, which I feel like is really pricey for what this is. Like it's just a travel sized curling iron. I feel like you could get a normal size curling iron for that much money. So there's that. So for the hair mask that I got, this thing retails for $10 on their website, which is pretty good. Like that's a really good price for a hair mask, I feel, and like it's a full-size bottle of it, so I feel like that's a really good price for this. The two lotions that we got, each of these cost $10, so together they'd be $20, which I feel like is pretty pricey for lotion, especially something this size, but it is a really nice lotion and it's a pretty popular brand and they're very aesthetically pleasing, so if that's something that interests you, then you could definitely pick these up. Or they sell a bigger size, like the biggest size, I believe it's like $45 or something like that. So this is the facial cleansing device. Guess how much this one costed? Go ahead and guess. If you guess $100, you would be right, because this thing retails for $100 for some reason. I don't understand. I feel like you can find a dupe on Amazon for like 20 bucks. I don't know. I don't know if I would recommend picking this up, but for coming in my box that cost me $50, this is a great deal for me. I got a great deal, but if you're gonna buy this, I would not pay $100 for this. So another item on the pricier side is this beauty sponge. It's actually more expensive than the original Beauty Blender brand. This one costs $21. I think that's more expensive. I think the Beauty Blender is like $20 last time I checked, but I haven't bought one for like 5 years. Like, so I don't really know if they've raised the price or not, but this is $21. I feel I wouldn't pay that. Like I would not pay that much money for this. I feel like it's so comparable to the Morphe sponge, which is like $6 or something. So if you want a beauty blender, I would definitely get the Morphe one. It's pretty much the exact same thing for a fraction of the price of this one. I mean, I like it, but for $21, I definitely would not pay that. Okay, so my favorite thing that I got, the contour palette, this one retails for $35. Now, that might sound like a lot to you, but for what it is, I feel like that's actually pretty fair considering my RCMA palette. This one costed me like $75. So like a good cream foundation slash contour palette is pretty up there in price. So this one I would say is a good deal. Like if I were to run out of this, I probably would pick up another one for the price of $35. Like the contours in this palette are like so nice. Like I'm so happy that this came in my box. I'm very excited about this one. The next item, the Zoeva Opulence blush palette. This one retails for $19 for 3 shades that are like, they're just fine. I don't know. I wouldn't pay $19 for this. Like I like that it came in my box. Like I'm very happy that I have it, but I would not repurchase this for $19. I feel like that's a little crazy. Oh, it's a little pricey. So the Hello Charmer palette by BOXYCHARM that came in the box retails for $39, which is again really pricey for this amount of shadows. But though I'm not a fan of some of the mattes in this palette, I'm like obsessed with the shimmers. So I don't know, like $39 just for only liking half of the shades, I feel like is a lot. But this shade alone, I don't know, I feel like I would pay $49 for this shade alone because it's like I'm that obsessed with it. So I don't know, it's just kind of your personal preference. Like if you like these colors and those shimmers really appeal to you and you don't mind having to put in a little extra effort to make a matte work, then I would pick this up. Like, I mean, $40 is not terrible, but it's not great. So this Kat Von D pencil retails for $19, which makes sense. It's Kat Von D. It's really nice, so definitely worth $19 to me. Like if you're at Sephora and you see this, I would pick this up because I really like this. But this is definitely gonna last me a very long time. So this Becca lip liner retails for $18, and again, I'm not surprised. Becca's a really nice brand and their products are like up there in price, but they're also really good quality too. So I'm really glad this one came in my box, and I would recommend this if you wanted a lip liner. If you want to splurge and you want to get a nice lip liner, this is a pretty good choice. So the last one is the NARS liquid lip, and this one retails for $26, which is pricey, but like I'm not surprised because it's NARS. I would recommend this if you want to spend $26 on a liquid lip. Okay, so that's everything that I got in my box. So all of these products, if I were to buy them individually, would cost $268. So I definitely got my money's worth. That's a lot more than I was expecting. So yeah, I would definitely recommend getting BOXYCHARM. Like you get a really good deal for all this stuff. So yeah, I'm really happy with everything that I got. I'm probably going to be receiving my April box in a couple days now. So I will probably do this again because I'm bored at home. So yeah, if you want to see more of this, you can subscribe, please. I need the encouragement to keep doing this, to know that people actually like watching it. If there's anything you want to see from me in particular, like a tutorial or something else that I could do, just comment, let me know, please. I don't really know exactly what people want to see. So thank you for watching, all my friends and my mom's clients who are watching this video right now, because that's probably the only people that are watching. So yeah, thanks for watching. Bye!